Welcome back to Matt's Green Shack channel. It's mostly going to be a midweek video. I'll explain in a minute. Roll the sting. Yeah, I'm a bit busy during the week that you may be watching this. So I'm trying to prep for the weekend that's just been, which you've obviously just seen the video, which we'll see the engine fitted in there. And it's not there now, so you're thinking, well, have I taken the engine out? I haven't. This is the video. I filmed this before the other one. I'd already filmed the midweek one. And it's just Hollywood, baby. Hollywood. So I had chorizo and pasta for dinner. So yeah, we're going to do a bit of prep work. This is going to be a midweek video, which is after it's like a prequel, so say. So let's get some things done. It's raining, it's the evening. It's getting a bit dark. We've had our lights on. And yeah, let's see what we can find to do to fill a video. Okie dokie, got the engine lifted up. I'm going to try and take the torque converter off. I'm going to find something to put underneath it because I'm not going to be stupid enough to get underneath this while trying to lean under to try and get the torque converter bolts off. But well, I read on the internet you had to take the start motor off and stuff, but actually some of the V6s, I'll let you guys get under there because it's dangerous. There's a little inspection hole there. And yeah, I don't think they all have them, but this one does. So yeah, three of those, 55 torques or something, and we rotate the crank and get that off. So yeah, hey, torque converter off, flywheel there, sort of a flywheel, isn't it? Basically it's a starter ring gear basically, and that thing that you see look like a hamster cage, I'm pretty sure that's the crank sensor. So I have picked up a Porsche flywheel, clutch and everything for 60 quid off eBay. I ain't got a clue if it's going to fit, but it's worth a punt for 60. Okay, even with all my massive shack, I still don't have enough of them. These V6s are quite big. Anyway, I stuck a crowbar through the wheel, locked it off, cracked the flywheel bolts off, which I thought I didn't have the right socket for, but I found one in the end, luckily. And let's buzz it off and get the flywheel off and compare it with the Porsche one. Okie dokie, you're about to find out at the same time as me whether I've wasted 60 quid, which wouldn't be the first thing I've wasted 60 quid on. Yeah. There's a box in a box. People are going to scream at me already. Matthew, you've already, of course you've fecked up. Where's my knife gone? Can't find a knife. We use a screwdriver. I just went on the assumption that Porsche and Audi. That's my limited research I did. Well, it's round. These bolts look longer. It's upside down. Oh, we're not going to see anything because the clutch is on. Oh, did they just come out of that bag there? Oh, person's left all the screws loose. So that's, no, yeah, I've foobarred lads, haven't I? Okay, tooth ring looks nice. As you can see there, crank sensors there, but we've got a different gearbox. This is for the automatic gearbox, remember that? Yes. Yeah. Okay, what are we learning? Well, we're learning that this clutch slides on. Lovely. And that looks like the right sort of size. Anyway, that slides on. What's not looking good is this flywheel. One, it just doesn't seem to get up there at the moment. Also, if it did just rest on it with the distances and stuff, the cog to drive the starter is completely in the wrong position. So either you'd have to have a different starter motor, or really gonna have a different flywheel. So odds are that flywheel's not going to work. But what at least it does is it's wasted 60 quid. It's allowed me to get to this now. I've done that. I can measure all this up and do a bit more research maybe, and hopefully somebody might go, oh Matthew, this is exactly what you want, which I know some people have already told me already, but I was trying to be cheap and I went for the 60 quid option. It half worked out maybe, or a third, or nothing really. But, what I might just do is try that flywheel just on the end of the gearbox. All right, I'm going to call it a night. Actually not the end of the video because it'd be very short. Anyway, I just tried to try the new gearbox, the manual gearbox on. And one, it's giving me a bit of grief, obviously it's quite heavy. And it's surprising what you can do when you're stupid and you just keep on going. But anyway, I noticed one, there was a little locating spigot in there. Obviously with a spacer, and I was like, how does that fit? Because it fitted in the other gearbox, but then I remembered, zoom out, there's a, half-inch spacer. So I don't know if I need that or not. Obviously I need to work out, because obviously it all depends on the clutch and everything. I'm thinking maybe that's just a spacer for the automatic. Or do they all have them? Shouldn't really affect too much apart from the rear gearbox mount, obviously. If I want to try and fit it on now, and because that's what I'm trying to do, is get this ready for mocking up. So I can either leave the spacer on or take it off, which obviously I'm filming this after the event, so I need to ask you guys. So I'm going to take a picture of this and post it. Okay, it's 2-3 days later from when you saw it, so we've done a bit of research on the internet. And we've realised the big spacer on the end of the crank may not be is a spacer. It's an invisible spacer. I'll show you in a minute. And ordered a new flywheel up anyway. But I just wanted to say that I watch a guy called Steve Wallace. He does a bit of wild camping, down to earth guy. I think I've mentioned it before, step 2s. Yeah, he just announced today that his wife had passed away last week. And yeah, I don't know the full story and don't need to. But yeah, it just wakes you up, so yeah, my condolences go out. I don't think I'll ever watch it, but I'm just saying, it's just yeah, I think we've all lost some people at some point. It's never nice. So yeah, all right, crack on. So yeah, that big thick spacer there is a spacer. So I've seen some people say heat, bit of hammer. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can get that off as well. Okay, a bit of tappity tap tap. Sorry about that. Hit the power button. Yeah, a bit of tappity tap tap. It started to just wobble off mostly. Yeah, it's not held on by much anyway, just on that retaining lug. And yeah, excellent. I've decided to remove the spacer for now. We're just gonna get the gearbox bolted on. I need to make sure I get some shorter bolts, I think, because obviously these ones are too long. They'll obviously, that one's actually all right. But you've got to be careful that the shank doesn't come too far forward. I only need 2 or 3 in just for mocking up purposes. Okay, we've got the gearbox on. 3 bolts. I had to chop them down because I think the automatic bolts were much longer, because obviously the spacer as well. So I just chopped them down for now just to rig it up. We'll try and get up some manual bolts, manual gearbox bolt at some point, but for now, mocking up purposes, yeah, we're getting somewhere. What I want to try and do is either lift the engine up nice and high or tilt it and try and make a jig for where the engine mounts go. So basically we've got 3 engine mounts, well, 2 engine mounts, one on either side, and then we've got 1 gearbox mount. Whether that's enough or not, I think we go with it. I swear I unbolted these mounts from the Audi subframe, but I can't figure out for the life of me how they actually even fitted in the Audi subframe, but that's my problem, not yours. And yeah, Rest in peace, Lemmy. Okay. My bench is getting a mess already, isn't it? So this is the gearbox mount that goes underneath the gearbox. I can't tell. Sometimes they have like a limiter on them to stop them rocking too much. So looks a little bit awkward for me to, you know, it needs to sort of fit in some sort of circle hole sort of thing with these studs. I'm thinking I've just whipped it off. It looks like a bolt. I've got one of these mounts laying around, and I might just try that on there. Much simpler, just one hole, bang through a plate, and yeah. Obviously Audi done this for a reason, but what do Audi know? They don't know everything, do they? Well, my plan nearly worked as always, but basically the studs on these aren't long enough to come through. I can't see enough of it to bolt on. It's quite thick casting, obviously, because it's Audi. So, plan B. You might not be able to see it in all this mess, but I used my genius, and basically I cut a plate for the rear mount in the end. I went back to that way, dear, bit of 3mm. I found some sort of 5, 6, 7mm for the engine mounts that you can't really see, and then I joined it all together with some bars to make a jig. So hopefully we can take this out, put it in the car, and see where the engine's going to fit. I sort of rigged up some other bits to some levels there to try and so I roughly know where the level is. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll find out. So let's lift the engine up and see if this jig comes off. Okay, it's a little bit hard to see at the moment on picture, but it's definitely giving us an idea that it's a big engine. And yeah, so hopefully now you can see my engine mounts. Obviously they wouldn't just be welded on like that. We're not at a bodge around here, but obviously it gives us the exact point where we want to go. And obviously I've clamped this back on. This is like a little removable bar that gives me the sort of the level of the top of the engine to give me a guide of how far forward we can go and back. And then yeah, this is the mount here. It's actually disappeared at the moment under there. So yeah, the gearbox, I think we might have to trim some of there. So the question is what we got to play about with. And again, I put these bars here in the line of the drive shaft. So they're looking sort of positioning wise quite okay. With drive shafts, with constant velocity, you can go forward and back, and we will do. But I think we've only got a certain amount of forward and back movement on the position anyway. It's going to be quite determined by the size of the engine. So what we want to try and do is get the engine down as low as possible, just try and help, bit of CG, bit of handling. Because again, you just don't want it up high, no point, you're going to block more vision and all sorts, but yeah. But what's our limiting factor without tilting the engine a lot, which is an option, we can tilt the engine a bit, but we don't want to go too far from standard, not that I know what standard was, is this rear subframe again. That's going to stop it coming down, because you can see there we're sort of sitting on it, but there is some hump there as well, so but yeah. All right, I'm going to wrap this video up here. This is supposed to be a midweek video, but if this has come out on a Saturday, I do apologise. It's just been a hectic end of a week. I didn't get my ducks in a row, as they say, and I didn't get to do this video properly, and I've run out of time on Saturday to do a proper video, which I wanted to get the engine in, but we're not going to get there at the moment. So yeah, I do apologise. I don't apologise. I do apologise. I don't know. Anyway, you guys tell me not to apologise. So a bit of entertainment. Hopefully it's kept you entertained for 10 minutes. And whoever did it, thank you very much. I had a breaker bar on my Amazon wish list in the description. You didn't leave a note, so I don't know who it is. So leave a comment if you want to and just say it was me. Everyone's going to leave a comment now and say it was me. But anyway, you know who you are, so thank you very much for that. It's going to come in handy. And yeah, that's it for now. So stay safe, everyone, and look after yourselves. And we shall see you on the next one. Oh, if you did want to help me anyway, just click like on the video. And if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. I'm trying to get the subscribers up. It all helps on my YouTube algorithm that I don't understand. But everyone says subscribe.